That was something that he wrote himself in longhand.
Really?
So
That was beautiful. So where does this leave you now, especially with the Republicans, especially good old Joe Wilson yelling?
well, I think I've reluctantly come to the conclusion that maybe Congressman Wilson isn't going to be with us on this one.
But a lot.
I
of
mean,
the
look,
other,
that was unfortunate, and he should speak to that. I don't think that was. But the larger point is, I think that there are a lot of people in that chamber who understand the gravity of this problem, and that it's only going to get worse if we don't deal with it now. We have an opportunity. We're making great progress. Today, when the Finance Committee announced that they're going to move, it's the final piece in terms of committee action in the Congress, which means that these bills are going to go to the floor. And so I've never been more optimistic during this process that we're going to get something meaningful done for the American people that will bring stability and security to people who have insurance, and that will help those who don't get it at a price they can afford.
Can the president?
It doesn't look like it's going to be bipartisan, given the reaction.
Well, we'll see. We're willing to work with anybody who wants to work with us, and I still believe that there are people of both parties who want to get something done here. Right now, there may be a leadership decision that there's some advantage in trying to thwart us. We know that Senator DeMint said that we can cripple the Obama presidency if we just if we can stop this and so on. But I think that that would be a tragic attitude, because the only losers here, if we don't get something done, are the American people. So I believe that there are people of goodwill in that chamber who want to get it done. I'm not willing to say that some of the Republicans won't be a part of this, but I know this, that the president's determined to get something done, and I think we will get something done.
Could the president support reconciliation for a final push on this?
I think that we want everyone who is willing to work with us on this, Democrat and Republican, and we're going to work toward that. And he has probably spent more time talking to people in both parties on this than any president has on a major issue in recent
Would you rule out
times.
reconciliation?
But I also think that at the end of the day, this is not just a matter of process; it's a matter of progress, and it's enormously important that we get something done, and we'll get it done. We'll do what the situation requires. Yes, Mrs. Kennedy called and said that Senator Kennedy had written a letter last May, and he asked that it be delivered upon his death. And it arrived a couple of days ago, and the president read it, and that became the basis of the close that he wrote on the speech. It was something that moved him a lot, and I think it's important to remember. I know that Senator Kennedy was the focus of a lot of partisan attacks and so on. But within that chamber, he's also someone who got a great deal done for the American people because he was able to work beyond that. I think that's a great inspiration to us right now. Okay?
Sorry.
The message is that he believes that it's important. He explained why he thinks it's important. He thinks it would be a valuable tool in terms of creating competition and choice within the insurance exchange. But it is one piece of the puzzle. It is a means to an end, and we shouldn't forget what the end is. The end is to bring, as I said, stability and security to people who have insurance by bringing in serious, meaningful insurance reforms, and to help those who don't have insurance get insurance they can afford, and bring the cost down of the whole system so that it's sustainable. These are the objectives we have to achieve, and there are many elements to it and many ways to achieve it. So what we shouldn't do is turn this into a partisan ideological fight about one aspect of it and lose our opportunity to make great progress.
What kind of obstacles get this passed in the Congress? I mean, you can't even get the Senate Finance Committee to come out with a bill after all this work. What does the president have to do to get this thing moving?
Well, I think the Senate Finance Committee announced that they were going to move and that they were going to get something, that they were going to have a markup next week. So I actually think that there's a great deal of progress even as we stand here. But, we've had a long and vigorous debate. That's appropriate for an issue of this importance and complexity. and it's been a good and healthy one in many ways. In some ways, not. But what's happened is all the ideas are out on the table now, and now we need to pull those strands together and finish the job. I'm more optimistic tonight than I've been throughout this whole process. I think we're going to get it done.
Oh, sir, just one more. The Conference of Catholic Bishops has said that abortion would be, that this would allow abortion funding because money is fungible. Is that misinformation? Or
Well,
you think
look,
it's
we've talked to
intentional?
the bishops, and the president made his position clear on this, and hopefully they will come to see that the assertion he made tonight is accurate. This should not be turned into a debate about abortion. This is about making sure that people don't get thrown off their insurance if they get sick. This is about making sure that if people have pre-existing conditions, they can still get insurance. This is about people not going broke if they become seriously ill. And it's about people who don't have insurance having the opportunity to get it. And we ought not to be diverted. I think that the church has been a great progressive force on issues like this, and hopefully they'll see the way, the bishops will see the way to support it.